Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, The Fantastics Show. My name is Renz, and I'm hanging out in the studio as usual with my brother, my man, my co-host, Sabubu Elkun. What's up, my brother?
I'm short of words, but I greet you fans. The weekend was a total disaster investment wise.
I don't dey advise una say make una invest for stock market. Una
Well,
say no, na sport market. Una wan invest in.
both are lucrative markets, and the spot market brings a faster return.
If you know, you know. Guys, it's always fun to be back in the studio, especially after a weekend that serves banter on a platter. And we are here to talk about the most interesting stories of the weekend. First and foremost, if you are watching this video right now and you are not yet following Fantastics on all social media platforms, quickly take a moment, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, click the notification bell, and let's continue to support ourselves, engage ourselves back to back. Welcome back to the show once again. Sabubu, you were saying the investors suffered a meltdown.
See, there was a total meltdown over the weekend. Let's start from England, where we are back again. They were put to the sword.
Sorry, please, let's be specific, because there are a lot of we are back against, but I want to know which one you are talking about.
Okay, let's start at the London, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where United took a lead after 5 minutes, and I was thinking of a total domination by United. But I still feel they allowed Spurs back in that game. Then Spurs took the lead and they equalized maybe with almost the last kick of the game. Nice game for United, but I still wonder, when will Spurs start winning at home consistently? It's a problem because they now have tricky, tough away matches after the international break. Can they cope? Now, then let's go to Fulham. Fulham lost to Everton. David Moyes is building something very nice
Superb,
there.
yeah.
Something more I call solid. I'm not saying they will be vying for the league shield,
Yeah.
but he wants to make them a club that, first of all, a top 10 team, then they can now push for European places either via the Europa League or Conference. West Ham, their resurgence continued. They beat Burnley 3-2. Then the match everybody was looking forward to, Arsenal versus Sunderland. We saw, I call it, two mad teams went at each other. It was a game of two halves. First half was well run by Sunderland. Arsenal came in the second half, and they showed why they want.
Why they are the pace setters.
Pace setters in the Premiership.
Yeah.
I won't say luck, crazy mistakes from both teams, to be honest. Trossard's goal was a fantastic goal. The equalizer by Sunderland. People say it's Real's fault. Well, he should have done better.
Yes.
But the Spurs were shared.
Yes.
And we saw a team that rattled Arsenal. Arsenal should take it or leave it. Arsenal were rattled in that match. I don't think a team has rattled Gabriel and Saliba in a long time.
The physicality of
But they
Bobby,
stood up to it. But it shows the unpredictability of the Premiership.
Indeed.
You understand? Then we saw Chelsea had a stroll against Wolves.
Say it again.
They had a fantastic stroll.
It wasn't that much of a stroll
It was
because the first half you would reckon that it was looking like one of those games where they would labor in the first half and then go on to lose in the second.
One thing about that match, as that match went about, was Chelsea just needed to score one goal to build the momentum, and that was what actually happened. Because if Chelsea had played the way they played the second half in the first half, they would have beaten Wolves much more than the actual scoreline that we see. But for the Premiership, we are seeing that the boys are being separated from the men gradually. Those little things, early pace setters, are started falling apart like pack of cards. In Spain, Atletico won again, so they're moving gradually up the table. Same with Villarreal. They are second on the log, funny enough, in Spain. Then in Germany, Bayern Munich the unbeaten run came to an end.
The 100%
Yes,
run, not the unbeaten run per se.
But the match was very, very tough.
It was an excellent game, and you know, we live for this kind of games where a curveball is thrown. Everybody would be count or stacking up the number of games they would possibly have, you know, extended their wonderful run. But like all beautiful stories, it always has to come to an end.
For every run, you must always stop to drink water.
Yes, no be lie. Well, they showed the caliber of team they were by not losing that game, and they could have lost it.
They could have lost it.
Yeah, so
you know, the difference in that game was quality.
Yes.
You understand?
You could say that the quality was evident.
Because if Union Berlin were a little bit at par with Bayern, they would have not lost that much. You understand?
Yeah.
If they had 70% quality that Bayern had, that match wouldn't have gone into a draw. But they gave we, the neutrals, a spectacle to relish and say, this is a very good match. You understand what I'm saying? In Italy on Saturday, the Turin derby that we said Juventus was going to win became so difficult for them. And the match ended no goals.
Goalless. Like we said, the Turin derby is one that always is a match of attrition, more to say.
Yes.
Torino are always, no matter the form they are in, they always show up and make sure they frustrate Juventus as much as possible, and that's what they did during that fixture.
Yes.
It's still early days for Spalletti, to be honest, even though he has come in and
there was
a sign of improvement.
He's a good manager that knows Italian football very, very well. Then another tough fixture that we talked about, the years where it used to be a star match, Parma AC Milan, and they're 2-2. Milan went up 2-0. Everybody thought Parma were dead and buried, and they came back.
We are seeing a trend of Ogbono across the leagues.
There was
a spread of Ogbono.
I know where you got that Ogbono from, so let's leave it.
There was a spread of Ogbono.
Adiola, you're the one teaching the batting.
So it's okay.
Then in France, there's something that is happening in France that we're not taking note. Two things. Marseille are climbing the table gradually unnoticed. They beat Brest 3-0.
My team suffered. There was a tactical squeeze.
Please don't be very emotional here. Then AS Roma.
Yes.
Sorry, AS Monaco lost again at home. They lost to Lens 1-4. They are going down the table gradually, but people are not taking note of that.
Well, like I said, my favorite teams in France: Brest, Marseille, and PSG.
Let's go to.
So I don't care about Monaco. The Principality club can carry their powers somewhere else.
Imagine the name you quote. Yeah, Principality. we don't know which of the principalities they are from. For Sunday, the team that were bragging that we have a Semeyo who qualify for the Champions League.
This is about 5 games running now.
Which other word can we use for when they press your neck?
They asphyxiate you.
My God, please say it again to the camera.
So Aston Villa asphyxiated Bournemouth
4-0.
I don't know. We always said how good a job Iraola was doing. We were also talking about Unai Emery and his club struggling to pick up wins, but what a run Aston Villa are on.
Sure. They're climbing the table gradually.
Yeah. So that's one thing with the English league. Today, you'll be on top. Tomorrow, they flog you.
Okay.
The funny part is, the lacuna. Sorry. The gap between, about, let's say, the 13th position to the 4th position is barely 3 points or 4 points. So we be enjoying the spectacle.
So based on the lacuna, Newcastle lost again to Brentford. They took the lead. A lovely Harvey Barnes. He took that turn and all. But Brentford are becoming a very, very unpredictable side. If you score them first, they will just come at you like a mob.
If they score you first, they'll still come at you. We don't understand. But kudos to the Brentford manager. He was kind of an unknown entity coming into the season. Well, but he's representing himself well. So
now
well done
11
to him.
games gone. So let's see what happens in the next 10 games. The match of the weekend was Manchester City versus Liverpool. A match that we were expecting fireworks from both sides. But one thing about football, especially the Premiership, is one decision can change the trajectory of the match in an instant. Now, City scored first, the usual suspect, we know.
The Terminator.
Liverpool equalized. It was a legitimate goal. Let us forget everything they are saying, because they said, was not Robertson.
Robertson, yeah.
Robertson was
impeding
the view of
obfuscating the view
of Donnarumma. But replays at the back of the net showed that even if Robinson wasn't there, Donnarumma wouldn't have gotten to that ball.
So, like you said, we expected fireworks from two teams, but the match ended up being dominated by the referees once again,
as usual,
in England. So it has now become a song that the most consistent thing about English officiating is the inconsistency. Like you said, that goal should have stood, and we need to understand that football is a game of momentum. When events like that,
and seasons.
When events like that occur, it could swing the tide of the match in the favor of either team. Now, remember, Madmashili, I pronounced that name well, had earlier saved the penalty.
Yes.
Now, imagine,
lost the penalty in that same match.
Imagine, the morale boost it will give the team to also get an equalizer, and then unfortunately for them, that happened. No. We need to address this. Look, nobody we go address them.
Please tell them.
PGMOL, you people should address this because the corny officiating is too much. Sorry, the corny officiating is too much.
What it means by corny is
the wuru.
The wuru of the match.
So what I'm trying to say is this, basically. Like now, the referee the VAR didn't call the referee to the pitch side monitor to even, look at it from different angles. These are the issues.
But Renz, if that goal was allowed, do you think the match would have, maybe Liverpool would have been in that match?
They would have.
Or would City still have that continual dominance as the match progressed?
Look, we can't tell really, but I would have given them more of a chance. With an equalizer, City will still come out. Both sides will still be confident. But, with that kind of decision going against you, it demoralizes the team.
Yeah? Maybe that decision was turned off.
Second goal. Now, Liverpool are in a place where we don't know.
No, they're in Merseyside.
No. They're in a mental place.
Speaking
you understand?
I use the word mental place.
Oh, okay. They are in a mental space that we cannot fathom.
Huh?
Yes. It be like say the blow grab at this episode. But honestly, we are not talking about Liverpool enough. They have lost 17 games in 2025.
They've lost as much as United has lost.
No, actually, they have lost more games than United in 2025. So it's a miracle that they're even where they are.
And this is the only defending champions that have lost more matches at this stage of the season. The last team to do it was Liverpool.
Was still Liverpool. I think saying at Chelsea, because you get times when Chelsea they win league where they no go even defend the league. Guys, we'll just go on a short break. When we come back, we will be diving straight into. I know we didn't talk about the lives of Barcelona, but Barcelona have closed the gap on Real Madrid, who had a very struggle.
Barca are second on the league, not Villarreal.
Yes, Barcelona. Did you say Villarreal were second?
Yeah, they were second last week.
Yeah, no, Barcelona are back.
But before
and they have closed the gap
on the break.
Yes,
we're going to talk about the Italian league on Sunday matches for 1 minute, and there were significant results that we cannot overlook. Something's wrong with Atlanta. They lost at home to Sassuolo 3-0. Napoli lost away to Bologna 2-0. Inter beat Lazio 2-0, and AS Roma won 2-0 at home to Udinese. Now, people are not saying what is happening, but Gasparini is doing something people are taking for granted. Inter 24 points, Roma 24 points, Milan 22. Allegri is doing something we're not seeing too. Napoli is 22 with all the shenanigans that is happening to them. Now, if we take our eyes off AS Roma, we might be left with them running with the Scudetto and we didn't even see it coming. Because as it stands, Napoli are virtually just non-existent.
I've always, pointed out that Antonio Conte always has a problem balancing European commitment with domestic
It's
performance.
an embarrassment in
He
Europe.
suffers on both sides of the
Yes.
spectrum. But like I said, I don't really care about Napoli. The princes in Rome are, gradually placing themselves in a position to give the neutral something to be excited about. And let's see how the season progresses and what they can do. Like you said, Allegri, Spalletti, Conte, these are old heads in the league. Chivu at Inter Milan is he's doing something. I won't say exciting because their match against Lazio was a really unexciting performance.
Yeah,
they got the points,
but
but there was nothing to excite about the game.
It was more like
A match in attrition, but what can I say?
machinery is just going to do
now
the
just
job.
grammar now the blow today. But like I said, let's see how the league unfolds and then we'll know what's up. We are going to be back, and in the second segment of the show we'll be talking about what is on your mind, our mind, and the whole country's mind. The playoff tournament, Africa version. Who go World Cup? If you like, go anywhere. Now you sabi.
If you say there's no God there, something they worry you. God has helped Nigeria. We have no business in this. No be CAF one thing. They just create tournament because of Nigeria.
No, it's not because of Nigeria. Normally, the losers, all those best losers, that's how they manage to go to World Cup. But God, like Sabuba said, has shown love to Nigeria. Now it's time for us to love ourselves.
Now, there's what they call the CAF qualification for the FIFA World Cup African territory.
I mean, put playoff. Because if you no put playoff, you go be like say
All
all them Algeria and all the Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt were qualified through the front door. South Africa, they don't do anything.
It's playoff. So the African World Cup, the original African, let me use the word now, the original African World Cup qualifiers has ended, and the winners of the groups have started booking their hotels in North America
And training bases.
Yeah. But the best second place losers are going to somewhere in Morocco to try and slug it out for a playoff based on the CAF.
The FIFA rankings.
No, CAF rankings. They use CAF rankings now.
Is it CAF?
Yes, CAF.
It's FIFA rankings brought down to the
It's
region.
CAF now, yeah, now.
Okay, any are you?
The CAF rankings, Nigeria is number 1, right? So it's now going to be Nigeria will take on the 4th seeded team in Africa in that qualifier, which is Gabon. Then we have the Makosa guys, DR Congo, taking on the
other Makosa guys.
The Pobia boys.
Yeah.
In Morocco. Now, Nigeria will play Gabon on Thursday, Nigerian time by 5 p.m. And it's winner take all. We have to win that match. Remember, in that match, there's going to be extra time and there'll be penalty shootouts if
it gets down to it.
Is not gotten. Now, that match will tell a lot about Nigerian national team's mental preparedness, how calm they would be, how physical or physically fit they will be for that match. Because we need every component in that team firing on that day. It's not about Osimhen. The goalkeeper must be calm. I don't know who will be in post. See those defenders. Because now, see, they're going to have the best pitch to play on. So there's not going to be excuses that Contour did the pitch, one thing. They will have the best facilities. It's as good as they're playing that match in Europe. So they will have to come out and play their hearts out. If Nigeria wins that match and we'll meet whoever wins the match between Cameroon and DRC for the finals on Sunday. Now the players to watch on both sides. For Nigeria, the usual suspect, Osimhen. The midfield maestro of Uwobi. I don't know if indeed he will start that match or it's going to be Frank. You understand? But the key personnel in that match, before we came on, Nigerian wingers will have to do a lot of running, forward and backwards. The team has to attack as a unit and defend as a unit.
Looking at the Super Eagles, it would take more than just running. the Gabonese coach insinuated that Nigeria was overly reliant on Victor Osimhen, and he has a point there. Nigeria has always looked like a toothless bulldog whenever Osimhen is not leading the attack, and we will have to show that we have multiple weapons in our arsenal if we are going to overcome the Gabonese side. They are a compact team, very excellent. They have warriors in midfield, they have imposing defenders, and they have two of the most informed African attackers around. Of course, when you say the most informed, you must also inform them that Osimhen is informed. Yes, but right now you would say Boanga and Aubameyang are two of the most informed attackers on the continent, playing for both Marseille and LAFC. So Nigeria, our defense, our gra goalkeeper, Bobo Wabali, where we say in temper now, the hot pass, wait I don't know. We'll have to focus because our concentration has to be top notch. Our defense has to, track the runners because those guys are very good on the flanks. And then the midfield, my goodness, Mario, the Tutu Lemina where they there. I don't know how we are going to go about it, but the way Ndidi has been looking very leggy in the Super Eagles engine room, I pray we can get the performance we so desire. What will be key for that fixture is control. Can the Super Eagles control that midfield? Can we take the pace out of the game and then sting the Gabonese? Well, that's something to think about.
Well, for me, one thing I've learned about football over the years is he who has the ball can control the pace of the game first. Now, elite teams have learned to play without the ball. You understand that? Now, if Nigeria can starve Gabon of the ball, 50% of our work is done, in the sense that when you have the ball, the opponent chases the game.
I kind of differ. On the continent, that's Africa to be precise, the ball is very insignificant. It's very insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I want you to look at most of the games we have lost in this qualifying series. Most of the games we have drawn, we dominated possession. Nothing concern African team with whether you hold ball or you no hold ball.
I'll tell
Their
you,
own is to frustrate you. Make sure you don't do anything with it.
I'll tell you why you have to put that into consideration.
No, I'm not saying it's not relevant.
I'll tell you why.
I'm not saying it's not relevant. I'm saying it's very inconsequential. You need to do a lot more than just holding the ball.
Look at the Arab teams. Look at the way they play. Look at the way Morocco plays. Look at the way Algeria plays. Look at the way Egypt plays. Look at the way Tunisia plays. Look at the way South Africa even plays. You understand? I just feel it was because of respect. Our match to South Africa, that was why. If South Africa wanted to play us to our skins, they would have dealt with us.
This is what I'm trying to say. The verticality in South Africa's play is very evident. Their possession is not just a possession of want to hold the ball. That possession, they are progressing the ball up the pitch quickly.
That's what I'm saying, because Nigeria has to hold that ball first. No, they don't have a choice. See,
I'm not saying they shouldn't hold ball.
Going to the World Cup,
they have been holding ball since.
I tell people that people say, I heard a lot of pundits in Europe saying, the World Cup is going to be kind of dry. How can you imagine a match between Ecuador and one team like that? I smile. Why do I smile? My first experience of the World Cup was Italia 90. And I got to realize one thing about football. The World Cup is where they talk to football.
Yeah, they talk to football.
Yes. Champions League is glamour. World Cup is when you see players. World Cup brings out some players. There's that. Take a look at 2006 quarterfinals between Brazil and France. And you saw the array of stars of Brazil when they lined up Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Kaká and all. Then Zidane just strode into the field and it was as if the prince has arrived. And you saw the way he played. Look at the Italia 19 round of 16, Argentina versus Brazil. They said Maradona was dead, but that was the match Maradona made them understand that I am still the king and the king remains. Look at France 98.
Nepo babies.
You understand?
People Liverpool understand what he's saying.
So when you look at different World Cups, okay, look at South Africa 2010, which is a recent one. Some jerseys would have worn that. You saw Diego Fulan.
Yeah, rolling back.
You saw the way he was playing. You saw Ian Robin. You saw a prime Iniesta. That is people talking to football. Then Messi now came at the last World Cup.
Sabubu has explained how they talk to football, but we will never reach where they talk to football. We are talking about our own.
The luck Nigeria has, I keep saying it, is that Osimhen wants to go to that World Cup. He's bent on going to that World Cup. Yeah, he
looks like he's single-handedly dragging the team.
He missed the last World Cup. It pained him. Osimhen is a prime footballer that the whole world that they are looking at him. They want to see him perform on that global stage. Remember, he's the top scorer in the Champions League this season.
Yeah.
Right?
So far.
Good. And he knows. I know there's one thing about the World Cup that energizes a team. The way Nigeria can be very poor now and they get to that World Cup and you see them trashing everybody. It just happens.
That one you did dream. But let's see how it goes first. See, we have to remember.
Our passports. Our passports.
I don't know about your passport. What I'm saying is, we have a challenge set in front of us. We have Gabon.
We have to beat Gabon first.
Yes. And after Gabon, always DR Congo or Cameroon.
And those two teams are better than Gabon.
So you understand the enormity of the work. But like I said, we are hopeful that the hunger in the team is burning brightly enough to propel them past this opposition. And then we can go and meet whoever, whether from Oceania or Oceanfa, whether the Oceania or the Oceanfa.
Yeah, because anybody in CAF that goes through this tough, this is the actual work. Then by virtue of their FIFA rankings, then they will be the top seeded team. So they have just one match to play.
Yeah, just
one. And that one match is because these two people are good. They're likely going through. So
put you on the spot quickly. What do you think will be the outcome of that match, Nigeria versus Gabon? By the time we'll be back in the studio next, this playoff would have been done and dusted. Last week's giveaway, when I never asked you, so we'll go do them around these two fixtures. Predict the correct score. African matches is not difficult to predict correct score because we know they two score plenty goals. Just predict the score for Nigeria's 2 games in this playoff, and 10,000 naira will be yours. Quickly, Sabubu wants to give you
and kindly predict Cameroon versus DR Congo also.
No, leave them. More focus on Nigeria matter. It be like say if they give una too many games, una they complain. So just Nigeria. Focus on the motherland. Sabubu, what do you think? What are your predictions? I know we are all biased towards Nigeria going through.
No, irrespective of patriotism or me being a legitimate Nigerian.
Yeah.
Nigeria to win that match. If it's through penalties, if it's through throwing, if it's through corners, Nigeria to win that match.
All right, wonderful. And then quickly, what do you think Nigeria needs to avoid if they are going to go through?
Simple. The defense has to be. They have to be at alert. That defense has to be at alert. Then you see that defense and midfield. The gap should not be too much because of those speedy guys from Gabon. That gap. That means the midfield has to play for the defense, and the defense has to play for the midfield.
All right.
If that can be taken care of, then leave the wingers to do what they need to do.
I want to add one thing to what Sabubu has said. Wabali, we use you beg God.
And we use God beg you.
Calm down. Calm down. Because now who calm down, now they go walk up. Of course, Maduka is in the squad. We don't know what surprises Shell is going to spring. But hopefully this squad, they give us a performance to be proud of. We are rooting for the Super Eagles, and hopefully, like you said, we have dusted our passports. Hopefully we get to use them next year, going to Canada, Mexico, and the US. Until we come back next week, please go and predict what is Nigeria going to play versus Gabon and versus Cameroon or DR Congo when we do go through, inshallah. So until we come back next week, which we will, to come and put mouth on this matter. You guys stay blessed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. Ciao.